Ringside Boxing Promotions in association with Tony Conroy and, of course, Dave Garside Promotions. Sponsored here by PrinceNassim.com, and a very warm welcome to our viewers joining us live and exclusive here on Sky Sports. You've joined us for the very best ringside seat in the business. All the officials have been appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control here present with us at ringside. Matchmaker Mr. Graham Lockwood, steward in charge of Fred Potter, area secretary Mr. John Jarrett. Chief Inspector Paul Gooding has appointed inspectors Eddie Higgins and David Fenn. And our three medical officers, Dr. David Kipling, Dr. Tim Howard and Dr. A. Roy. They are the officials. Here are the contestants, and we are now in the light welterweight division. Introducing to you, he's fighting out of the red corner, wearing the red trunks trimmed with white, and weighing in at 10 stone, 3 pounds, 14 ounces. Coming to the ring undefeated in 5 contests, 5 wins, 3 inside the scheduled distance. He's from Liverpool. Please welcome Gary Ryder. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, he's wearing the black trunks and weighed in at 10 stone, 2 3/4 pounds. Undefeated in 9 contests, 9 wins, 4 inside the scheduled distance. He's from Hartlepool. Please welcome Bennett. Time to reveal is Arnold Bryson, and referee in charge of the action is Terry Cole. This is 8 3-minute rounds.
Obey my instructions at all times. Defend yourself at all times. Give it clean. Shake hands. Shake hands.
Potentially a very good fight, this. Both of them with 100% records. Kevin Bennett with huge local support here. The former soldier, originally from Birmingham, but very much an adopted son of Hartlepool now. And here's Gary Ryder, 29, 5 wins out of 5, and 3 of them in the first round. Ryder's the one in the red trunks here. Just the suspicion on the scales that Ryder might more naturally be a welterweight and Bennett really a light welterweight. Will that be a factor? They were a little bit worried, the Bennett camp, that Ryder was weighing a bit too much last night. They had to make him take a bit off before they were happy. Well, but he still didn't get inside the 10-3 it was made at.
That's right, he should be. You know, he's pretty stocky, strong man, very physically well developed, and he can punch. So this is a dangerous fight for Bennett, who is starting to make a bit of a name for himself now.
He's looked pretty accomplished so far. Good body punch from the former soldier. But this might be his toughest test yet. But with home advantage working in his favor. One little problem for Ryder is his 5 wins have been spread over 5 years. There's been a lot of inactive periods. That makes you wonder a little bit about him. Good body shots from Bennett there, who started the quicker.
Well, Bennett's been fighting often both as amateur and pro, so you know, he's ready for this. He's the better boxer of the two, the quicker hands, but there's always that danger that Ryder can get a big punch on.
Bennett in those black trunks, remember, a former ABA finalist and an England international between 1996 and 1999. Good work with the jab by Gary Ryder, a former sparring partner, Ryder, of Shea Neary, the former world champion at light welterweight. Good body shot with the right hand from Bennett, who has a confident air about him every time we've seen him. He's pretty organized. Not a huge puncher, I don't think, but he's got good all-round skills. Looks like he knows what he's doing in there, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He is a skillful boxer. He's been on the road a bit, fought around the country, but he'll enjoy being in front of his home crowd.
Just a bit too quick early on here for Ryder. And catching him with some good shots. Outboxing him, outspeeding him. just making Ryder look a shade cumbersome. They do look like fighters from different weight divisions, though. Due to go 8 rounds, this. And Kevin Bennett's won the first of them.
Good news for vampires. All Seat Ibizas have air conditioning instead of a sunroof.
Welcome back to the Borough Hall in Hartlepool, not very far from the sea here, and a good crowd and an intimate atmosphere. A very appreciative crowd too.
Yes, good sports fans up here. They don't get much boxing and they do appreciate when they do.
Saw some good stuff from Kevin Bennett in that first round. Gary Ryder here had a few problems. This is the second round, due to go 8, officially in the light welterweight division, though as we were explaining, Ryder in the red trunks, more naturally, we think, up near welterweight. So the bigger man, but not really working to his advantage in the first round. The speed of Bennett was a key factor, and his boxing ability.
Yeah, so Bennett has got to keep using that speed, and as the fight goes on, he may tire, and that's where Ryder may get his shots on.
Just has to be a little bit wary of the power of Gary Ryder, who's shown that he can dig a bit in his career to date.
But to catch Bennett, Ryder has to start throwing punches. That's what he's not doing. He's letting Bennett dictate and get off first.
Bennett looks as if he's relishing the occasion in front of the television cameras live for the first time, and with his home fans urging him on. So far, Ryder hasn't got started. Good fighters like Ricky Hatton and Shane Neary and John Thaxton, Jason Rowland, people that Bennett might be looking at down the road if he can continue to make an impact. He's making plenty so far early in his career. Looks the part, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He's nice and fast, got good variety. But, well, you know, this is a dangerous fight for Bennett.
He worked the angles very well, though, Bennett there. Calls himself Bulldog Bennett.
Well, he might have to, as this fight goes on, show a bit of bulldog spirit, using his boxing ability at the moment, but I'm sure they will start getting together as Bennett starts to tire.
Just hitting the gloves sometimes with these jabs, Bennett. But he has the movement of a good-looking fighter. Bit of lateral movement, keeps his gloves up, finds angles for his punches. He's got good hand speed as well. And there are times here where Ryder's just looking a little bemused by it.
Yes, this is good from Bennett. What he hasn't got to do is, you know, with the crowd shouting, get drawn into a fight. That's where Ryder could catch him.
Let's just have a look at the interesting British scene. This is how we rank the light welterweights in this country. Eamon McGee there at the top, the Commonwealth champion. Shane Neary, Billy Schwer, who's moved into this division and picked up one of the lesser world championships. Ricky Hatton likewise. Junior Witter, Jason Rowland. Now those fighters at the top won't agree with that order. They'll have a good old argument about it, all of them. So the only way to settle it, of course, is for them to fight each other. We're waiting.
That's exactly right. Some good fighters there, some good fights to be made, and we just want to start seeing them happen. So there's Bennett first to the punch. Ryder still missing with his shots, looking to get some body punches going there. He's pretty quick when he does let those shots go, Ryder, but he just isn't throwing enough.
Here's the third round of this 8-rounder in which the local man, Kevin Bennett, in the black trunks, has started well. He's won the first 2 rounds, pretty much beyond dispute, Glenn.
Yes, I think so. He's the one that's throwing shots. He's got the better variety, but he's always threatening Ryder.
Just looking for one punch that might get Bennett going. Bennett has to be careful that he doesn't get overconfident. Make an error. It's got to be a good, controlled, compact performance. This is just moving up a league from anything he's been in with before. Again, Ryder made to hit thin air.
Well, in his last fight, Bennett, it looked, in a repeat win over Keith Jones, it looked like he needed a step up. He needed something to bring better out in him. Well, he's got that now, and this could be the fight to do it.
I think he's usually going to have to go a longish route, Bennett. He's not possessed of tremendous power, but he just might break some opponents up over the longer distances.
Still stalking Ryder, coming forward a bit more. He's going to make Bennett work in this fight.
But still getting outspeeded. Just while he's thinking of a punch, Bennett is coming up with little 2- and 3-punch combinations of his own, and all the time he's just looking to switch the angle, so he's never quite there in front of Ryder.
Yes, I think that's a good thing in his advantage. He's got good movement, Bennett, good side-to-side movements. That'll always keep a fight like Ryder off balance.
It's good tactics, but Ryder may be thinking, just let me get one big shot in and see how he can cope with that.
There's a good left hook got through to Bennett, got through to Ryder, to the body. That hurt Ryder.
He grimaced a little. There's another body shot from him. It might have given Bennett a clue about how to unlock the door completely.
Yeah, that was nice. You saw Ryder wince and another body shot going in, this time the other side.
I think Bennett's got the message, hasn't he? He's now really making a target of the body. It's another round for Bennett. He's won them all so far.
With its intelligent protection system, the all-new Ford Mondeo is one of the safest places to be.
Welcome back. It's going well so far for Kevin Bennett. I'm impressed by the way he's performing here.
Yes, this is good. You know, he looks very alert. His concentration's good, and he's finding the gaps. There's that body shot. Good left hook right to the midsection. You saw how Ryder winced, and that just found the weakness there.
Here comes round 4. Red trunks, remember, Gary Ryder of Liverpool, by the way. He's 29, 4 years older than Kevin Bennett, fighting in his hometown of Hartlepool, where they're pretty proud of him. They have the brothers George and John Feeney, who are at ringside tonight, British champions both.
should not do is get overconfident, Bennett. He's got to keep to his game plan. That's where, you know, there could be danger.
Little right cross close in from Ryder. He bundles his man up against the ropes on the far side. Looks strong enough there, Bennett. He's starting to try to open up, and in doing so, it could just present an opportunity for Ryder, who gets a little warning there about use of the head.
Another good right hook from Ryder. Bennett just has to be careful, you know, when the crowd gets shouting. There's always a danger you go in, leave yourself open.
Well, that can happen to the most experienced fighters. Remember Alan Minter that night against Marvin Hagler, when, by his own admission, he was just hyped up by the crowd and didn't fight his fight at all.
That's right. You've always got to just keep to your game plan.
Good body shot from Ryder, who's having a bit more success in this round.
Yes, Bennett just forgot his boxing. He needs to get back to the jab, to the lateral movement.
Sometimes I think that's the macho thing, isn't it, with fighters? They want to prove that they can not only outbox the other fellow, but can stand there and trade with them if they want to as well.
That's right, and having her ride with that body shot, you know, he's beginning to believe he can get through. And it's just starting to get a bit messy, the work of Bennett.
Now Ryder appreciating the fact that Bennett is happy to stand in front of him more in this round. It's not so smart, this, by Bennett. He's just forgotten the strategy that was working so well for him. He's giving Ryder a chance that basically he didn't have.
Yes, I think Bennett may have been caught with a decent body shot himself, and he just hasn't got the legs and needs to stand still.
Best round so far, this, for Gary Ryder.
Yes, it's notable. Ryder really working the side of the body round behind the ribs of Bennett.
He's looking a bit more tired in this round. Not quite so snappy and sharp in his movements, Kevin. But I think you're right. I think one of those punches did take a little out of him, one of those body shots. It may not have been by choice that he was standing there.
Yes, I think that the legs have just knotted up a bit, and he's been hurt to the body.
Welcome back here. We think Kevin Bennett was hurt by a body shot in that last round. Let's take a look at it. It might have been on the low side.
Yes, there was one there just straight below the belt. Well, that's the one that took something out of him, I'm sure. It might have.
Not so much a body shot, more like a groin shot, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was certainly a bit far south.
Here's the fifth round. No matter, it's got Gary Ryder into the fight a bit. Bennett stung into action. Listen to the crowd here. Ryder smiles almost cynically as he leans across the shoulder of Bennett.
Bennett definitely getting drawn into a fight one way or another. And really, that's not the sort of thing that suits him.
He's growing in confidence, Gary Ryder, a little. Remember, too, we think Ryder is naturally, if there's not much in it, slightly the stronger and bigger of these two fellas.
Bennett's work just coming apart a bit. He hasn't got that snap, that movement that he had early in the fight.
Looks for the right uppercut, but didn't really manage to land it. Ryder trying to line up a haymaker or two. Ryder, who came out of the same Kirby amateur gym that produced world champions John Conte and later Paul Hodkinson.
the body punches. Ryder got a nice little sneak right hand under the elbow.
This contest evening up after Bennett had dominated the first 3 rounds with his extra speed, but he's now trying to mix it with Ryder, and it's starting to look a slightly dangerous strategy.
Yes, you made the point earlier about the strength. Ryder does look the stronger physically, doesn't he?
He does. And these body shots, then a little left hook, and Bennett comes up for air, looks about 6 rows back to somebody in the crowd, and this is getting uncomfortable for him now. There's been a real change in the plot here.
Yes, this is getting hard. He's just starting to lose concentration, you feel, Bennett.
This was originally planned as a 6-rounder. Bennett might be wishing it was. He looks very tight, and he's going to go, I think, Bennett there. I think he nearly went down. It was a body shot again. He stayed on his feet, but he looked for a moment there as if he wanted to go down on one knee and then thought better of it.
Yes, he got hurt with a body shot, was just about to go down. He's tired and it's starting to hurt Bennett here. Ryder very strong, very confident.
Well, this is all bad news for Kevin Bennett, who looked so good early on, but he's looking ragged now and ready to be taken out. He's hurt by a right hand. He buckled at the knee, fell into Gary Ryder, and he needed that bell. He needed it badly. Kevin Bennett there. Big round for Gary Ryder.
Never mind shaking it. Never mind shaking it.
Was it a 10-8 round? Well, a knockdown, but...
There was no knockdown. I think it was still a 10-9 round. It was close to 1. It was much better in that round, and they're really trying to motivate Bennett now.
Let's just have a look here. Does his knee touch the canvas at one point? Now, I don't think it did. Yeah, inconclusive off that shot, but I don't think his knee actually did touch down. But I think he looked as if he wanted to take respite, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He was hurt. He thought about it there. But then, obviously, the pain wasn't enough, and he got through it. But he was definitely hurt at the end of the round here. Very much on top, very confident, very strong Gary Ryder.
And now you know why the Bennett camp were worried about the weight difference. Officially 10-2 3/4 for Bennett, and Gary Ryder up near 10 stone 4. Doesn't sound much, but Ryder probably in the ring on the night, that was 24 hours ago, is weighing a lot more.
Yes, he could be. Just stumbling across the ring there, Bennett. The confidence just all falling away from him.
More body shots. And he'll do well to come out with a win from this now. A tired-looking Kevin Bennett.
Well, this is one of those fights that really test someone, and you get an idea of how good they're going to be if Bennett can get through this.
But can he? His Hartlepool fans are worried. You can almost feel the anxiety in the crowd here at the Borough Hall, a famous old boxing arena up here in the northeast.
And as the next fighter, you can tell how worried he is. He's starting to look around into the crowd.
These body shots are breaking him up, and his legs very unsteady now. It's just looking like a bad night for Bennett, hit by 2 right hands. Not a lot coming back. Badly needs to hold on and buy some time. He could be staring here at his first defeat and his 10th pro fight. Who would have thought it in the first 3 rounds, Glenn?
Yes, he just seemed as if he had total control, but the strength of Ryder really telling now.
Terry Cole is the referee, by the way. And the 3 minutes are beginning to seem like 33 minutes at the moment for Kevin Bennett.
Well, with all his fitness, with all his strength and experience, these body punches are really taking him apart.
Well, it's easy to say sitting here, we're not taking the shots. And he is too tired to do it, I think, now. But really, he needed to carry on boxing him, and he decided to mix it with him. And it's proved a very flawed strategy. Oh, and there's a body shot way after the referee had said break. Now that was definite gamesmanship, to put it kindly, from Gary Ryder.
Well, Bennett looking very weak, falling around in there, but he's still trying to keep throwing punches. How long till Ryder gets a clean shot at Bennett's stomach?
Holding on for dear life, trying to buy time. Kevin Bennett, 16 seconds left in the round. Oh, he's going to be stopped here, surely. The referee's trying to stop the fight, and he has stopped it. And Bennett is beaten for the first time. The punches were raining in, and that quarter of a minute left in the round wasn't long, or was not long enough. Poor Kevin Bennett fell apart, and it's a big win that for Gary Ryder. It's going to hike him right up the ratings domestically. And it all fell apart in front of his own fans for Kevin Bennett. Oh dear.
Yes, just the strength of Ryder. He did the right thing. He waited. He got his body shot gone. I mean, he'd been hurt himself, Ryder, from a good body shot. Bennett made the mistake of coming in, getting too confident, and really it was good finish from Ryder. Unanswered punches there. He started to come back, but you know, he took 5 or 6 without throwing anything back. Complained, but I think the referee could have done the right thing.
You did complain, but look how many punches he took here. 1, 2, 3, 4 left hooks, then a right hand, and he's sagging. The referee could have dived in a little more decisively, quite honestly, there. Kevin Bennett, well, fighters sometimes are too brave for their own good. Look at these shots here. Well, no doubt about the fact that it was a right decision to stop the fight.
Yes, he picked the right time. As you said, maybe he's a bit more decisive, but he picked the right time. He took, you know, 5 or 6 really solid punches from a big man.
Stopped in round 6. A first defeat for Kevin Bennett. That's a big, big setback. It's a great win for Liverpool's Gary Ryder.
Ladies and gentlemen, timekeeper Arnold Bryson has recorded a time of 2 minutes and 47 seconds of the 6th round. Referee Terry Cole has stopped the contest. Bennett in no position to continue. Your winner, he's still undefeated from Liverpool, Gary Ryder. And please show your appreciation for a very game boxer, as always, Hartlepool's Kevin Bennett.
Well, Bennett's challenge with there for us all to see, I think, and he certainly at his age has the time to come back from that. But what of Ryder? He's been a professional for over 5 years, so where has he been in hiding all that time, Billy?
Well, I think he's been doing a lot of sparring with Shane. I mean, just goes to prove in there what some great body shots he put together. He was too big and too strong on the night, and all credit to Bennett, but he did get conclusively beat.
Could we be looking at a man even at his stage? You know, he's 29 years of age, Ryder. Could he now go on and start to make an impression on those rankings we showed?
I really think he can. With the power he's shown there tonight, and his stamina, I think he looked really fit and really ready for the job. But again, all credit to Bennett for sticking there for so long.
That is, of course, if Ryder can do the light welterweight limit, then Bennett's future must be in that division. Let's hope he can regroup. Top of the bill here tonight, light